from your point of view, when you see all these people that's not from Houston doing lean, what do you think they doing wrong? Because I mean, we got all these overdose and everything. So
In my mind, I don't want to sound like a dope fiend, but in my mind, there's no wrong way to sip drink. There's no wrong way to sip drink. But I'll tell you this though. You ask Lil Kiki or my drink mentors, you ask them, they're very opinionated about, the right and wrong way to sip drink. You know what I'm saying? But it's evolved, you know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. I don't know. Me personally, I've never in my life put a Jolly Rancher in my cup of drink. Even though a lot of people they say that's how people drink or they think that's how I drink. I've never once ever put a Jolly Rancher in my cup of drink. I don't even like Jolly Ranchers. Never like like candy like that, sweets like that. I never been like a big fan of sweets. So I never put Jolly Ranchers or anything similar in my cup of drink. You know what I'm saying? Also, there's the go-to mixes of what you mix it with, but it's just like anything. You put, vodka in Coke is gonna taste different than vodka and Sprite or 7-Up or vodka, but if you're a vodka drink, you're a drink, But a lot of times it's like, Hennessy and Coke, that goes together, not vodka and Coke. But that's just in your mind. I don't know if there's a science to that because I know people that drink Hennessy mixed with all kind of shit. And I know my homeboy used to drink Hennessy and 7-Up every fucking day. And he put it in a microwave and heat it up. You know what I'm saying? So to each their own. A lot of times we do what we told to do. So if we hear it in a song, then we think that's how we do it. But maybe they did it that way because that was the only drink they had to mix it with. So they mixed it with that and they never looked back or, whatever. Same with the double cup. The double cup wasn't like, that's something that was more of an aesthetic. The aesthetic that came like kind of later on. I mean, for me, we would have double cups, but it'd be for different reasons. You pour it in a cup and pour. Sometimes you wouldn't mix the drink in your soda. Because if you mix it in your soda, it would bust. Or you got to pour out too much of your soda and then you got less soda left. So you pour a little bit in your soda or you pour your drink in your soda and you mix it back and forth for 2 cups. Now the problem with that is sometimes the drink do like leave a little residue on the walls of the cup and you don't want to waste none of the drink, so there's the issue with that. But so there would be that, and then you got 2 cups, and then boom, now you got 2 cups, and you drink out of your 2 cups. Or if you riding and smoking in your car, then you might ash this and that. The ash might get on your cup. Oh, you burned a hole in the bottom of your cup somehow. You put your cup down on the ash and it burned a hole. So put another cup. That's like a double cup by accident situation. But I mean, the styrofoam cup kind of was the more the look. But even then, the styrofoam didn't do anything specific, didn't give it a better flavor. If you drink out of a Yeti cup, a Yeti is going to be colder than a styrofoam. So, a lot of like real drink sippers today they wouldn't even touch a styrofoam cup. They drinking out of Yeti. Also, like I said, the styrofoam will eat up the residue of the drink. The Yeti, whatever the Yeti is, don't do that. So you're not gonna have no drink residue on your Yeti cup, and it's gonna keep it ice cold. Your ice ain't gonna be melted, so it's watered down. That shit gonna be super ice cold. So shit, the real drink sippers that really drink it, not just to be cool, they drinking it in ways for them. But the styrofoam cups, the double cups, I mean, that's what they sold when you go to get a cup of ice out of the store. They sell a styrofoam cup of ice, either already made in the freezer, and you grab the cup of ice, or you get a cup. And instead of getting your fountain soda, you get just a cup of ice and you buy a cup of ice. So that's why we drinking out of styrofoam cups, because that's what the store sold. Just like when they stopped selling styrofoam and they go to the community coffee cups, yeah, we'll drink out of that. Yeah, we will double cup those because they'll get watered out and they'll the integrity of the cup will, be bad. And then all of a sudden your cup about to bust because it's real thin. So we will double cup those for a purpose because you want the cup to be stronger. But, like a regular concessions soda cup that's not styrofoam, those things they busting all day long from, we wouldn't double cup those because they was way too thin. You know what I'm saying? Only the community cups, the community coffee cups, we would double cup those. But so, it never was only styrofoam cup. That became like the icon or the symbol for drink sippers, like, oh, we a drink sipper. But I mean, we real drink sippers. So Man, we don't want to get pulled over by the police or something, and they like, hey, oh, where's your double cup? Or where's your white cup? Oh, okay, yeah, we know you got served. What do you mean? This is coffee, officer. What are you talking about? We might just sip our drink out of a Starbucks cup. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to hide it. We ain't trying to spotlight it like it's the Batman signal to the whole world. Hey, everybody, we sip drink. Man, nah, fuck no. Also, you get caught sipping drink and man, they going to the doctor. They shutting the doctor down now. Now, no, we can't sip drink because some dumbass put it on Instagram Live and they got their bottle without the doctor name scratched off. And now everybody know that's the doctor that's prescribing drink. So they going to the doctor, shutting the doctor down. Now we ain't got no drink because of this dumb motherfucker on Instagram Live. So, it's certain things like we were real drink sippers. We ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? We shit. We even when we would talk about mentioning the brand names of the drink, nobody gave a fuck. The companies didn't. We saying bar left and right, bar from Menzime, our farmer. We saying the left. Nobody gave a fuck. We see even actors when I was around. Nobody cared. They didn't care until Justin Bieber got caught sipping drink, and when he had a bottle of activists in his house, and the police went in there because he was egging his neighbor's house, and they went in there to see if he had the same eggs or some shit, and they found a bottle of drink. And now it's all over the TMZ, the news everywhere, that Justin Bieber got cough syrup. That's when activists say, nah, we don't care if the rapper's doing it. But if Justin Bieber doing it, this has influenced a different type of generation. They don't want the Justin Bieber fan. They don't care if the rap fans drink it, but they don't want the Justin Bieber fans drinking it. So that's when initially, that's when they shut down all operation of sipping, of making activists, and that's when all these other brands popped up and this and that, and they make it the same, but it's different, so it tastes different and feel different. All of that is just different, but it is what it is. But we was when it comes to other people sipping drink, I mean, you got to do what work for you. I mean, I'll never forget when me and Zero, he had some dental, he was getting some teeth done or something. He had to go to the dentist, so he couldn't drink soda because there's too much sugar in the soda. Now, there's tons of sugar in that drink, you did as well, but he couldn't drink no soda. So he's like, man, I went to, we drinking together. We somewhere doing something. He like, hey man, my bad. You gonna have to mix up on your own today, or we drinking out of what I'm drinking? And I'm like, well, what you drinking? He's like, man, don't laugh at me. It's apple juice. And I'm like, shit, let's try it. Cause when we be drinking too, sometimes you go to the store, they out of this soda. So, all right, let's try something new. Out of that soda. All right, let's try something new. And we was drinking at a time when that shit wasn't $100 an ounce. We was drinking look, Lil Kiki did a song, In These Streets, where he say, in the last couple months, it's been 100 a four. That's $25 an ounce. $100 for a four. That's 25. He was on his verse complaining about how high the drink prices were. He was complaining, and it was $25 an ounce. So we was drinking drink when it was $25 for a four. 4 ounces was $25. That's when we was drinking it. So you wasn't thinking about wasting it if you mix it with the soda and it don't taste. We would mix it with champagne, mix it with beer. We didn't even drink beer, but we wonder what it tastes like. You see a Bud Light commercial. Let's go get some Bud Light and try it. Budweiser or whatever. What's up? Any of them commercials. Hey, let's go get that. Let's see what it tastes like. We didn't even drink that, but we wanted to see what it would taste like. We just would carry it. We was drink heads. So shit, that's what we would do. And it was cheap enough to where you're not, so that's where we came from. So when Zero at this point when Zero telling me this, the prices didn't been up there. But I'm telling you this to say, we didn't have some crazy drink combinations that you never would have expected that tastes magnificent. So shit, when Zero say, man, you might think I'm crazy, but man, this apple juice hitting right here. And let me try that. Let me say, I never would have even crossed my mind to mix it with a juice like that. You know what I'm saying? We was only mixing it with sodas or something that was carbonated. Really just really only thing we was mixing drink with was sodas and champagne. Nothing else. So I didn't even know you could mix it with like a juice or a Gatorade or something. So that led me down a whole nother path of any of the non-carbonated drinks, a tea, whatever. Let me try it. Let me see what it tastes like. Some of them taste good. Some of them taste amazing, but none of them taste bad. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm drinking that apple juice. Even that apple juice tastes amazing. So whatever you mix it with worldwide, I mean, I'm not gonna say you're doing it wrong. If that's how you're doing it, the only wrong way to do it is if you're drinking fake drink, where you know you're drinking something that's not what you think you're drinking. So you think you're getting something that's pharmaceutical, and you're getting something that somebody made in their garage. You know, that's the difference in, that's where it's like I mean, I don't know. I'm like normalizing being a drug addict and making it okay. Like, but it's really, that's what it is. When you buy it from the pharmacy, it's regulated, so you know what you're drinking. But when you buy it from somebody who you don't necessarily know, or they mixed it with something that they mixed up, and it ain't the K-Roll cough syrup no. I mean, it ain't the K-Roll pancake syrup no more. Now it's, other shit that they wouldn't give a fuck if it put me in the hospital or not, because in their mind, ain't no way you can prove it came from me. That's how it is in their mind. But I mean, the drink game is definitely crazy, especially with them high prices, especially with not knowing where it's coming from originally. Also, it not tasting the same. Also, it being so expensive, you ain't sipping a four. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? A four drink now this shit's gonna be a house note. Shit. But but it's that's why I say it'd be like rare occasions. You know what I'm saying? When I still sip it. It'll usually be, like I said, usually once a year, a couple times a year. T Fair's birthday, my birthday, a couple other people I don't want to say their birthdays, you know what I'm saying, or anniversaries of deaths, or when our homeboys in jail, he come out, he been in locked up, man, hey, we drinking, shit like that, but it'll only be social special occasions. So I'm only a part-time dope fiend now. I'm only a part-time drug addict.